Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Diego Ojeda, and I'm part of the facilitation team of the MOOC Open eTwinning on its second edition. First of all, today we are thinking of a neighbor country, and we would like to give a word of condolence and support to the British teaching community who are shocked today by the Manchester attack. Our solidarity and courage to all who have suffered this tragedy more closely. And having said that, welcome everybody to this live video chat organized by DirectoINTEF. Let me introduce our guest speakers today. Diego Rojas is a member of the eTwinning National Support Service in Spain. And also with us, Paola Arduini, who is an Italian eTwinning ambassador and an experienced eTwinner, who is currently working here in Spain and has been and is already taking an active role in this MOOC as part of the facilitation team. Welcome and good afternoon, Diego and Paola.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Away from the camera, but with an important role too, there is we have Yolanda and Julian from the facilitation team too, and who are ready to give a hand at any moment we need it. And also, we would like to say hello to the team of INTEF who have organized and prepared this broadcasting. And hello to Maria and her team of Visión Líquida who give the technical support of this event. Welcome and good afternoon to everybody. And having said that, let's talk about the place where our dear projects are going to live for the next weeks or next months. We have been working with them, we have designed them, we have improved them, we already have them almost ready, but now we have to take them to life. And this place, this country where they're going to live for their life in schools is the eTwinning network. The eTwinning network, the biggest school system in Europe, is a place with many possibilities for you and with many things perhaps have not been discussed in deepness during the MOOC, but now we'll have the opportunity to discuss and talk about them. Before going on, I would like also to remind you that there is a chat wing just below the broadcasting window. If you are watching us from the DirectoINTEF site, and you can use it to leave question or comment live during the celebration of the video chat. The colleagues, Yolanda and Julian, basically will be making us, taking these questions, these comments to the guest participants in the chat. We also remind you that this chat will be recorded and published on the MOOC's blog, so you can visit and revise it at any moment. All right, and now to start, Diego, I would like you to tell us something about those things, those aspects of eTwinning we shouldn't miss in any way. I mean, what are the first steps I should take when I go for the first time into the, say, real platform? Not now, not inside the MOOC, but now when I want to take my project to life. What are these steps?
Okay, to start with, the first important thing that you have to do is not to do something. I mean, just very important, just do not panic. Okay, eTwinning offers teachers a lot of possibilities, not only for projects, also for networking, socializing, professional development, etc., etc. So what you have to do is just calm down, relax, and do not try to understand or to grasp everything at once. Go step by step and enjoy the experience. That's all. Okay, so this is not something you have to do, but more an attitude you have to take when you're joining eTwinning. And then about specific things when you join eTwinning. Let me talk about something, some more informal aspects of that. eTwinning is based also on safety and security, and all the identities are checked by the National Support Services. So when you register in eTwinning, it's very important to use your real data, your real personal details, and also your school personal details. So please try to use email accounts that you actually use, because you are going to receive important notifications there. Just try to check that the email of your schools you're using in your registration actually work, and they're actually used by your head teacher, principals, or administrative team, or whatever, or whoever. Okay, and be very cautious with that. Okay, so use real data. Just try to put working accounts, because we are going to check it. Okay. So this is a very first important step. And now you have to get to know more people. And I think that Paola is quite more experienced than me in that.
Okay, Paola, so some more essential elements after registration. We have to make registration and take our personal details, but if there's any hint, any tip you could give us to make our registration and our profile more, I don't know, more attractive?
Registered in eTwinning, you should take care of your profile just as you take care of your social profiles like in Facebook or in Twitter, because there you can upload, you can show, you can post all the things that are important for your professional life. And it's very important that, as Diego told you, that as inside eTwinning, all the people inside are certified, are verified teachers and schools. You have to show that you want to projects or in community or in the groups that are inside eTwinning. So it's important that you show what are your interests, what do you like to do, what do you like to do with your pupils at school. And so if you platform surf around the people's profile, the other teachers, so you can just understand, looking at the others, how you can upload things, how can you update your profile so that other people making a project with you and your school, it's a good thing for them. And you can start searching people inside the platform, searching the people in the city or in the countries where you are interested in, or people who are interested in the same thing you like to work with, or of the work with the same age of your pupils, or any other filters you can do. Just think that it's a huge community of teachers, the biggest probably in the world. So you can find inside eTwinning who are willing to work with you, and just take your time, step by step, and go inside to look for something that you like to do, that you like to work with these people and with your pupils in a cooperative way. That's very important.
Okay.
Once you are in, as we always say, eTwinning, the problem is to stop to work with eTwinning, because you generally you like that you get addiction to this kind of work.
Okay, and that's right. Thank you very much. And anyone more advice in relation to the finding partners for my project? Because I think this is one of the main concerns of people, and not only that related to our attractive profile, but something. How many partners are the best? Should I try and find the more the better, or should I try and find just at the beginning 1 or 2 partners, not to make our community too big? We're going to from tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it's going to be active as sort of notice board on the MOOC on this extra week we're going to have to allow people to advertise themselves and to make them know in this non-formal or this non-official context in eTwinning of the MOOC. But do you think there is something applicants should know about this step in finding partners that can take the most out of our projects?
Well, inside eTwinning, there are the forum, your ideas, and look at the others' ideas. So you can find partners there. To admit, it's very difficult to find partners there, even it's possible, because it's huge. You have to read thousands of posts published there. So the idea is take first step with a simple project, not with too many partners. Start, for example, looking at the kits. The kits are prepared to show you how to start a simple project with all the things that you do. You can adapt, of course, the kits, and you can choose the one that you like and find a partner who wants to choose the same kit. For example, let's start about getting to know each other, or something about exchange of mails, or something very easy that you can start with, and you can find partners. Finding partners is quite difficult, like as we say with the other ambassadors, like in real life. So it's difficult to find reliable partners that work with you at the same pace.
Okay.
And when you find a partner, take care of it.
Yeah, I would like to comment on that, because Paula is right. I mean, there are so many people that it's difficult just to go to the whole community, pick up somebody, and he or she happens to be the partner you're looking for, the partner you need. This is very difficult. So that's why that's what Paola was saying, that you have to find your partner in other spaces, in other environments. For example, you go to groups, and then you will find thousands, hundreds of people, but they are all sharing a common point of interest, the topic of the group, or you register in a learning event or in a seminar, and then you find people and you contact them, you get to know them, you talk to them, you find or you look for projects that are quite similar to the projects you want to do, and then you contact the people who have worked in these projects. Or you can join a MOOC made by the Spanish National Support Service and then find people working in the MOOC. So this way it's not so difficult to find a good partner. Okay, but bearing in mind that it's not like going to the partner finder, put in some keywords and just find somebody. It's better to have some previous work on some previous some previous experiences with that people, with the people you are going to work with. And in general, as a general rule, if you want to start a project with somebody, before you actually start the project, before you register the project to be approved by the National Support Services, just try to negotiate, try to make a good exchange of emails between you and your partner or partners, if they are more than one, and try to have everything ready, even if you can change anything once the project is approved. But from the very beginning, you have to get to reach a concrete plan of action. So these are quite very useful tips to find your perfect partner. And in any case, there are so many people here that it's there. I mean, you can find it. We are all there.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think we already have, we are already going on with our project. We're already inside the eTwinning. We have partners. Remember that we're going to devote this week of the MOOC to work with these, using the hashtag #TwinPartner and using this notice board to advertise ourselves. And we will, but maybe it's been a very interesting discussion especially in the Facebook group, about some teachers, some people, some participants on the MOOC that found that they had an interesting project. They were engaged, and their students too, but they found that they couldn't take advantage of all the sections of eTwinning because they are not standard teachers. I mean, they don't work in a standard school with a principal and someone to sign the petitions. And I don't know if there is any possibility for them inside eTwinning or somewhere near eTwinning, or if you can tell the masters of eTwinning something that they can do something to help this community, these people who are somehow in the borders of the standard.
Okay, first, yeah, as we said before at the beginning, safety, security is one of the main concerns in eTwinning. So to be registered in eTwinning, you have to be an active teacher in a country belonging to the eTwinning program, because you need a national support service to check your identity. That's a fact. So if you are not a teacher, a regular teacher in one of these countries, you won't be able to register in eTwinning. Okay, that's clear, that's sharp. But this does not mean that you cannot participate in eTwinning, because there are other ways. Imagine if you have two teachers belonging to eTwinning, okay, two perfect teachers, two teachers, primary, secondary school, from France, Spain, Italy, wherever, okay, from two eTwinning countries, they found a project. And once they found a project, they have their own twin space. And in their own twin space, the twin space is like your classroom. Okay, we are all teachers, so we understand the idea quite well. The twin space is your classroom, and in your classroom you can invite anybody you want. You can take an expert to your classroom to talk to your students. You can even take other students to your classroom to get in contact with your students. So when you have started a project and you have your twin space, you can invite teachers from other countries, and these teachers can invite their students. It's some kind, I wouldn't like to say a backdoor to eTwinning, because it's widely used. In fact, I can think in some projects with a lot of success, with European prizes in eTwinning. And then if you went into the twin spaces, you had countries from Africa, from Asia, from America, from many countries. In Spain, we have had experiences with Latin America as well, inviting teachers from Chile, Mexico, Argentina to our twin spaces, and they have gone very well. So you can work. Precisely the MOOC it's a very good space for these teachers to contact European teachers, so they can get in contact, and they can enter a project once it is founded. In any case, that's also not a warning, but something to bear in mind for teachers. You are also responsible for the security of your classroom. So please, you have to know who you are inviting to. You are inviting somebody to share space with your students. So you have to make sure that this person is really a teacher, and that he has some students to invite and to work with yours.
Okay? All right, thank you. I think it's the idea getting clear. Well, there is interesting question here who have arrived via eTwinning Live, and there is about some teachers who want to know if it's possible to work inside eTwinning, not just for a project for children, for students, but to work in a project about methodologies. For example, there is a group of teachers who want to do some research, or who want to take in common some questions about methodology. What do you recommend, they say, to create a project between teachers, or to make a group in the twin space?
Okay, basically a group is the best answer. So groups are designed to stay. It's not like a project where it will, I mean, a project is designed to be there for a year or two. A group is something more stable. A group is more open to more people joining. Even, okay, you can do it private. You can have a group with the people you want to, but also if you want to expand your group and enrich it, you can do it more easily in a group than in a project. So a group is the best answer. And even before you start a group, we strongly recommend to have a look at the already existing groups and see if there is a group with the same points of interest you have, and maybe instead of starting one, you can join some successful one. In fact, when you start a group, the starting of the group is not automatic. There is a request sent to the Central Support Service, and they check if there is a similar group going on, and they advise you, okay, you better join that, or it's okay, there is nothing running on with this profile, so the group is all yours, go on and good luck. It depends. So a group. In some cases, but with this special profile, something limited in time and limited in participation, okay, it might be more appropriate to start a project. Why not? I mean, the origin of the groups are projects. Before we had the groups, teachers started projects like that with 100 to 200 teachers there. They were really good. So that's why we created the groups. But if you want to make a group for 1 year, let's say, for example, for training teachers in eTwinning, and you know that it's going to be 20 people, and in September you are going to finish with that, then maybe a project will be fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Diego. And now there's another question here that seems to have happened to someone. What happens, Paola, from your experience? What can you recommend to a teacher who finds that his or her project has been or has gone longer than expected, and it isn't finished when the holiday arrives? They're about to. Is it better to hurry up and finish everything before going on holiday, or do you think it's a good idea to leave a project unfinished and going on after summer holidays with it?
One of the best thing in eTwinning, there is no deadline, there is no structures, and it's not like an Erasmus project. You have not to certify what you have done, and so it's on you. It depends on the agreement among the partners. generally, in my experience, the eTwinning, you start an eTwinning project with a very simple, basic, like exchange Christmas cards. That's quite typical. Children, the pupils, like the project so much, and they are so involved. Teachers are so involved, and you don't finish at June, and you let the project go on till the next one. Depends on the school structures. Maybe you have another class on the next year, so you have two teachers of your group, and all the school can be involved in this kind of project. In my experience, project that starts, they grow time, and so you can go on the next year. There is no official deadline. That's you can go on as far as you want. Just you have to decide when you want to finish, when you want to apply for a label, for a quality label, for example. You have to decide a certain deadline to show what you have done. But there is no the freedom inside the eTwinning is something that like the teachers very much.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, if I can insist with that flexibility is a key word in eTwinning. You start a project, but you never know when you are going to finish it. It can be shorter or longer. You can do whatever you want. You can have a short an idea for a short project, and then the project expands in time for a year or more, and then you decide if you want to continue with the same project or it has changed so much that you close it and then start a similar one. Just summarizing, it's up to you. You decide. It's your project, and then you just talk to your partner and you decide what to do with it.
Okay, and this may be in relation with another question that there is here, because it's happened several times in different spaces of the MOOC and of the social spaces. People ask if there is any kind of official recognition for taking part in eTwinning. We know there is in the MOOC there's been discussion about this, and it's clear that there is a badge, a digital badge at the end for those people who have passed the evaluation, the assessment. But for taking part in eTwinning, do you think there are schools or teachers can have any kind of official recognition?
Okay, the main problem with that is that in eTwinning we are 42 countries, and there must be about 67 kinds of official recognition in the 42 countries. So it's crazy. There is not an official common recognition for all eTwinning. You have your certificates on the platform. You have your participation certificate. You have your quality label certificate if your project gets quality label, and you have your European prize certificate also if your project gets an European prize. For other kinds of certificate, I'm aware that some countries give official recognition for career credits for and things like that. Spain, for example, give some autonomous communities in Spain do that. The only thing we can say about that is talk to your NSS. Write to your NSS, because each country is a very specific situation and deals with that in a very specific way. So talk to them. Talk to your NSS.
Okay, all right, thank you. And there is another question here, maybe a specific one, but I think from your experience, specifically Paola, but maybe also Diego. They ask do you think it is possible to create a room for video calls using the eTwinning platform? Is it possible to make specific video calls in the platform?
Possible. It's the new feature we have, and we all are very happy with this. There is you can have a video chat inside your TwinSpace. So you open your project space, you can set a video chat. Children participate, and that's very important because you don't have to go to other like Skype or other external one. You have inside your TwinSpace the tool that allow your classes and teachers and pupils stay in contact through video conference, and works quite well. Then you have also outside the TwinSpace in the eTwinning Live, you can organize a meeting, an online meeting with a video conference, and you can there meet your colleagues or other, not the children, it's just for teachers, and you can have a meeting, for example, about your project, or you can have a video call about something that you interest, or you can follow live events with video conference starting from other eTwinners, so you can follow other conferences and so on. There are quite a lot of these live events with video call inside the platform that are only for, it's not for projects, but only for the teachers.
Okay, and
in fact, if I may, yeah, in fact, the video tool works very well, and the only reason we are not doing this meeting, this hangout in this tool, is that it's only accessible for eTwinners, for people registering eTwinning, but it works quite well, and it's very easy to manage.
But,
and only a small question about the video conference in the TwinSpace. So because the concepts of children and video conference in the same sentence used to make parents and principals feel panicked. So the video conferences in the TwinSpace can only be started by teachers. Then they can take their students in the classroom and organize a collective video conference, but students cannot start a video conference on their own from home without the surveillance of a teacher. So the teacher must start this video conference. Okay.
So I guess that there is no need of special permissions of children to take part in these video conferences because they have already got the school permission, say, to take part in the eTwinning project. There is no need for those.
And also they cannot use it as a private communication means of communication. They cannot use it because
it's something you do in your classroom.
Yeah,
that's right.
You
computer in your classroom.
And talking about classrooms and computers and technology, there is another question that is recurrent in some way. See, do you think it's essential? Do we need computers in the classroom to create a project? Is it necessary to have computers and a good internet connection and everything working fine? Or do you know of even good projects that have been carried out to in another way without digital environment? Do you think it's possible to do good projects in a non-digital context?
I can tell you that my very first eTwinning project was back in 2007, and we had, I think, just one computer in the whole school, and we started a project with a school in London. I was in Rome, and they were studying Italian as a second language. So we started to connect maybe once a month, lots of drawings and envelopes and something very physical. Children loved it. And then we took photos and we uploaded the photos into the platform. And then there was we had to video chat with Skype. And it was so successful that after 3 years, we went to London with a class from Rome to visit our partners. And the children were 10 years old. So everything is possible. Of course, if you don't work at home, you have to do something at home with your computer. But tablets works fine as well. And I think they are improving something that and smartphones can be useful to connect to Twin Spaces and to the platform. So everything is possible. I mean, the core, it's not the technology, it's about cooperation. You can do as you want, or always with the paper and send postcards to your partners.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a big problem.
Yes, Diego?
Yeah, it's more important to have all your limits in mind when you're planning the project. I mean, if you have in your school a poor broadband, a poor internet connection, if you don't have many computers, just take this into account when you're planning the project and try to adapt to your circumstances. And as Paola said, eTwinning started in 2005, and nowadays, more than 10 years later, I'm still using some projects for 2005 and 2006 as examples of group practice. And any school nowadays has more better facilities, better connection, more computers than any other school 10 years ago. So just try to adapt.
Even if it's not 100% digital school, it's possibly much better than the ones started at the beginning, and it's
and you have wonderful projects at the beginning of eTwinning, made with very poor, what now we think very poor facilities or very poor resources. Okay?
Well, there is another concern that many teachers have and make us know about situations. They specifically ask do you think it's a good environment, if there are possibilities in twinning for students with special needs, students who have different kinds of handicaps. If you think it will be a good idea, it will be rewarding for them to take part in the eTwinning project.
There are
Paola?
There are lots of projects who includes children with special needs. Think that yesterday I was at a meeting in Madrid where there was the presentation of some Erasmus project. There was a very important project we used the Twinning platform too, that was about with school for special children. And then they are working with, let's say, normal schools and special education schools. So possible. There are projects about arts. There are projects about that are working together with other countries. There are lots of things that children can do. In my experience, in Italian school, there is no special school and all the children are integrated into the mainstream education. There is not special classes or so on. So I used to work in a school in Rome with a high percentage of children with even severe handicap. And they could do a lot of things, going into the platform and working with their mates of other countries. Nothing is possible. And it's a very good to work with the inclusion of these children. And this year is the year of inclusion in eTwinning, so give them a chance. They can do it.
So definitely the answer is yes, and we encourage it.
If I may show you, show you something, yes.
Sure.
Let me. Yes. If I go, for example, who is that? Sorry, I wanted to. Yeah. No, I wanted to show you the partner finder. If you go to the partner, I lost it, sorry. If you go to the partner finder and just look for special education needs, you will have more than 200 people with these words in their profiles. If you look for SEN, is SEN, you will also have more than 200 people. Or if you go to the forums and write special education needs, you will have more than 500 posts in the forums with talking about projects with this, dealing with this issue. So you have a really wide range of opportunities to work with SEN pupils.
So definitely the answer is yes, and you should try. You should try. Not only is it possible, but it is advisable. There is one more question that I think it's very connected to the moment we are living in the MOOC, which is about assessment. We are involved in some way. Most of MOOC participants in some way are involved in assessment, in peer-to-peer, any advice? Is there any piece of advice for teachers who want to know how to assess eTwinning projects? Is it better to do an individual assessment to assess them as schoolwork, normal standard schoolwork, or is it better to include the school community and to do a more different, a more alternative assessment? What's your experience about that, Diego and Paula? Maybe you have both opinions about the topic. Diego, you are online now.
Yes. Oh, Paula's gone.
No.
I think
she will come back.
Yeah, sure. Okay, it depends. It depends of your objectives. You have to assess many things. I mean, you have to. It's advisable to assess your project from many different angles. And one of the reasons to take some time and effort to assess is that it's time saving for your next project, and it will also make your next project more efficient. First, you have to assess the satisfaction of participants. If teachers and students have been happy during their work in the project, but you also have to assess the impact of the project. And when you assess the impact of the project, you have to go outside the project as well. You have to go to the eTwinning community, you have to go to other teachers, to parents, to families in general, to the community around the school. Depending on the scope of your project, try to assess as much as possible, because in some occasions you will get surprised at the real impact of the project. I've seen many projects where families were not intended to get involved. It was just a project with students and teachers, no families and that. But then some teachers started to ask the families, and they found out that parents were there, that parents were interested in their children. They were curious about what their children were doing. They followed the project, they saw the projects, and the project had impacts on an impact on them. So try to assess all of that. Try to get out of the project and to assess the project from the outside as well.
Okay. Hey, Paula, welcome back. Any idea, any advice about assessment? What's your experience with the topic? Project assessment inside eTwinning.
To start at the beginning. When you plan, you have to. It's better if you have a look of what are the requirements for the evaluation of the project that for your national support service or from the central support service. So, for example, it's very important that work together and that there is a real collaboration, because at the end you have to show real cooperation among the groups of children. So take care of this. So the eTwinning project is not in Rome and do something, and you work there in Madrid and you do something similar, and then we upload our work. No, it's something you have to create something new that you create together. And that's very important, starting from the beginning. Don't worry too much about evaluation, because it's not something you have to get marks on this topic. It's more related to work than to marks, but you have to take care of doing your step together with your partners and plan the evaluation at the beginning. So you have to know how your project is going, and you have to assess on yourself. No need of an external evaluation, but it's better for you. You are going well,
So,
you are going on.
Yes, there is some.
Yes,
when we were talking about recognition, we talked about quality labels, which is a recognition that national support services that give to some good projects that ask for this recognition. The quality label is not a prize for very big or sophisticated or complex projects. So it's a prize, not a prize, it's a recognition for efficient projects from an educational point of view. I mean, it's a quality project in eTwinning. It's a project which works. That's all. We have some very simple, short projects which are really high quality. And so if you go from the beginning to this quality criteria, and even if you know for sure that you're not going to apply for any label or for any prize, okay, just forget that. I'm not going to apply. I don't want to apply for a quality label. I don't care. Just follow just try to have a read this criteria and try to follow them, because these criteria will lead you to a project that actually works in your classroom with your students. And these criteria will help you to achieve the educational objectives you are posing for your project. Okay, independently, as Paola said, it's not a question of marks. Okay, forget about that. Nobody's talking about marks here, about passing or failing, or no. It's not. This is not much eTwinning, if I can say. Okay, but just that these criteria are a great help. This is what we intend to do with them.
Okay, thank you. I think it's clear the topic. There is one more question, maybe the last one so far. Talks about or asks about the possibility of including physical exchanges. I mean exchanges home to home inside an eTwinning project or inside the eTwinning context. Do you have experience in this? Is it possible to do student exchanges? Are there going to traveling? I mean, involving traveling children in schools, or should they try another Erasmus?
Possible, of course. That's not budget for it. The problem is you have to pay on your own.
There is no money involved in.
So yes, basically, eTwinning has a very big advantage. We have no money. That's the best. We are poor. We have That means, I mean, if there's no money, there's no bureaucracy, there is no deadline, there is no quota of projects. Okay, so inside eTwinning as such, you're not going to get funds for mobilities. What you have to do is to go for an Erasmus, for another kind of Erasmus activity, like Key Action 2 or Key Action 1 for some job shadowing or whatever. What happens is that if your school is going for a Key Action 2, for example, the best way of planning, developing, and closing a KEA2 action is using eTwinning. That's for sure. I mean, it's not an extra work. It's a save of time and effort to develop all this Erasmus action inside eTwinning, because it will help you to plan all the activities. Okay, from the very beginning, it will help you to find partners. It will help you to get ideas from other people. It will help you to plan your project at the beginning and to plan your application for funding, and then it will help you to develop the activity once the project is already approved. Okay, so and then you will have also a place to keep all the work you have done after the key A2 project is done. So you have planning, you have partner finding, you have developing of the project, and you have also visibility and sustainability of the project there. So this is what we advise: is go for eTwinning, because it's more efficient in terms of effort and results. But no, inside eTwinning as such, there's no funding for project. Okay, now we have the Move to Learn, Learn to Move initiative by the European Commission. For I remind everybody who's listening to us that for projects with students which will be 16-year-old by the end of this year and have a quality label, they apply for a quality label before the end of May. They will have the chance to apply for some funding for the Learn to Move, Move to Learn initiative, which will give money to buy train tickets and some other help for students to move and go to visit their partners or wherever. But this is an exception. It's happening this year. We don't know if it will continue next year, but now, if you're under these circumstances, you have participated in an eTwinning project with a quality label, or will apply for the quality label in the next couple of weeks, and your students will be 16 or older at the end of 2017. Go for that and apply for the funding. You will have it in the same form that your quality label application.
We'll reply. We'll put it on the net too, on the network, and we'll give the information on Twitter and on the Facebook group too. Well, okay, this is as much as we have so far. We don't have more questions, and I don't know if there is anything you would like to add before leaving. Is there anything you think you wanted to say and I haven't given you the opportunity?
No, thank you very much for your questions. You helped a lot.
Okay, thank you. Paula, did you want to say anything?
eTwinners, I would like to remind the existence of the groups, and there is a special group that is called Virgilio, that is in Italian, run by 3 Italian ambassadors, and it's about the guides word. So we know that starting eTwinning can be scary sometimes, because there is so much to do that you can feel overwhelmed by the things you can do. So we started this group, and it's called Virgilio. You can find
Virgilio,
into the groups in there to find some friends and some guides to help you into your first steps in eTwinning. Yesterday we reached the 6,000 eTwinners, so it's quite a large group. You can find everybody there. Much for the opportunity. Okay. Sorry for the bad quality of my audio, and thank for the help you did to us.
Okay, well, there is a last-minute question. There is a last one here. I think it's going to be quick. It's just someone wonders if there is limit. We said before that eTwinning is basically no limits. But say, how many eTwinning projects can you have in your school at the same time? How many projects is it useful to have? Yeah, in a school, in the same school.
As many as you want. Maybe one for class, or one for groups, or just one altogether. It depends on you. It depends on the level. One for level.
Common sense is the limit. Common sense is the limit. Just
to remind at least what we are working in a project or in the other. Just remind. If you can remember the title and the topics, you can go on.
You can go. Yeah, just bear in mind that if you get engaged in too many projects, so many that you just can't manage them, you will create frustration among your students. So just use your common sense, start with not many of them, and then try to spread the word of eTwinning in your school and go for more and more projects. That's all.
Yes.
But there's
okay, and I guess
no formal limits.
I guess it happens the same with the number of languages involved in projects. I mean, there's no limit in saying just 2 languages or 3, or even if it's a language that is not being studied at the moment at school, it's possible to have it involved. Yes, this was part of the question.
To very young children that just draw, or there are a lot of projects with so young children. For preschool children, you can they don't study any language at all, but they can communicate at the same way. So no problem with this. Just
okay.
And go with the eTwinning.
All right. Well, I think it's time to leave too. It's almost 6 o'clock in Spain, in Madrid, and well, thank you very much. I think we've had a nice time this afternoon with you, and I hope it's been useful for anybody who has been following us or who can read and watch us later in the recorded version of this chat. Thank you very much, and see you in the MOOC. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.